This is Clone AI. Clone AI is a horror game that I made where I tried to make the scariest game ever. I basically tried to take elements from horror games and put them all into this game. Dark environment, sound effects, jump scares, realistic combat. You basically play as this guy who's been cloned and you need to try escape your AI clone. Before we get into the video, I wanted to talk about development. One of the hardest things about becoming a developer, especially something like back-end development, is that learning how to code can be boring. However, thanks to the sponsor of this video, Boot.dev, there's a new way to learn how to code. If you've ever been interested in learning back-end development, Boot.dev is an online tool that gives you an exciting new way to learn the Python and Go programming languages in a way that will keep you interested. The best way to learn code is to figure out a way to learn it without getting bored, and that's what Boot.dev does so well. You can't learn to code without actually writing lots of code and building real projects, and the unique design of Boot.dev provides you with a great way of going about this. By learning, you will earn XP, levels, achievements, and complete quests to get a top spot on the global leaderboards. And there's also bi-monthly boss fights where the community rallies together to earn bonus XP. I highly recommend you check out the demo on boot.dev to get an understanding of how effective it is to use boot.dev. Head on over to boot.dev and use my code BadGameDev to get 25% off your entire first year if you choose the annual plan. Now, let's check out Captain Explosion. Alright, let's test it. If my program fails, all I have to do is find the main computer and shut it off. So there we go, a little bit of a backstory there on how clone.ai works. As you can see, I've got this application here. I can click create clone and that'll create a clone, and the whole idea is that the clone chases me and I have to turn off the clone. So I basically tried to make this game the scariest game ever, and what I mean by that is I wanted to take elements from horror games and add them all in. But anyway, to start the game, we're just going to click create clone, and here we go. We've got our guy here and there's our clone walking towards us. Now obviously we cannot collide with the clone, else it'll be game over, so we just got to keep walking away. And I'm pretty sure you can run. Yeah, you can hold shift to run. Cool, that's good. Yep, okay, this is not ideal. Game over. And then it does the story again. So yeah, basically the whole aim of this game is to escape from the clone. Using this AI program, you've cloned yourself and now it's time to escape. So we're going to run and we're going to go through this door. And to go through the door, we press E. Cool. So one of the things when making this game I really liked was the whole door system. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of doors, and I think this just sort of added to the horror element of it, especially since it's kind of a puzzle. You basically go through a bunch of different doors and then you're presented with more doors. Alright, we'll basically go through each door. Okay, here we go, the first main puzzle of the game. So one of the horror elements I wanted to include in this game, outside of a dark environment and sound effects, was a puzzle system. A lot of horror games have puzzles that the player has to solve. Obviously the doors are sort of a puzzle system, but I wanted to actually have an interactive puzzle that the player could work through to unlock this door. So what I've created here is a recreation of the Scary Maze game. So if we go up to the puzzle and we press E, a little interactive Scary Maze game will pop up, and we basically have to work our way through the maze. So we can click here. We basically need to get to the red section there, so just keep going through without touching any of the walls. Cool. And then we've got two options. Now I'm pretty sure one of them is a jump scare and the other one actually unlocks the door. So let's go through this one first and see if this is the jump scare, or if we unlock the door, it's the jump scare. Another element of horror games that I had to include were the jump scares, and there's one of them right there. All right, let's create a clone and let's work our way back to the maze, because I'm pretty sure that's actually where we have to go to try to complete the game. All right, we're back at the maze here, so let's open up our maze. Let's click here to start the maze and let's work our way through without touching any of the walls. And we're not going to go with this one this time. And here we go. And there we go. We've unlocked the door. So if we press E and we enter, let's see what happens. Oh, there's a jump scare. Okay, that means we need to get out of there, and we went the wrong way. All right, so let's try the next door here and see what we can find. Hopefully not another jump scare. No, it's another door. So what I have to do here is I have to go all the way back to the starting area, and I actually have to collect a gun. So basically the clone at the start of the game would follow you past the door, and if you enter the door and then go back through to the main area, the clone should be far enough away that you can go and get the gun, take out the clone, and then win the game. So let's go through here. I think this door right here should take us back to the main area. There we go. And the clone should be in that direction there. So we're going to go, oh, nope, the clone is there. All right, let's try go through the door like that. And then, oh, okay, the clone is this way. What do we do? Okay, yeah, this is not ideal. Game over. Okay, all right, let's create another clone here and let's try to get past this clone. So the way to do it is we're going to go towards the door and we're going to try to get the clone as far on the other side of the door as we can. So if we just sort of go this way here and we press E to get through the door. Now we're going to give it a moment and we're going to try to go through that door and hopefully the clone is not in our way. There we go. All right, so let's go this way. Let's try to get the gun and let's see if we can take out the clone. And there we go. We've got our realistic combat there with only a limited amount of bullets and we can take out the clone. Cool. It's respawned though, so we need to get out of here. So that means I need to go and do the scary maze game puzzle again, so I can get through that door and then I can take out that enemy. Go through this door. Here's our puzzle. Let's complete the puzzle. Here we go. Let's click here. Let's make our way through without touching any of the walls, and then we'll do the correct one so we don't get a jump scare. We actually unlock the door. There we go. Now we can go through the door, and this time I should be able to use my gun to take out the enemy. There we go. Cool. So let's keep going this way, and I got a key. So now that means I have to go through all the doors again and try to find somewhere to use the key. All right, let's go through this door now, and is there going to be another clone? I'm not sure. Let's just keep going this way. All right, there's nothing in here, so let's go through a different door now. Press E. Cool. All right, it's got to be this door. And now there might be a jump scare. I don't know. Oh, there's something here. What is it? I think this is, I think we beat the game. I see my clones getting pretty good. I think I tried to do a twist ending where the player actually was a clone. Cool. So as you can see, this is what happened when we tried to make the scariest game ever. We tried to use a whole bunch of horror elements. We used the dark environment, sound effects, realistic combat, jump scares, puzzles. Once again, shout out to boot.dev for sponsoring this video. If you want to check out more of my content, you can do so over at badgamedev.fun. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like. Feel free to leave a comment, and you can also subscribe to the channel if you're new. Peace.